Hey guys, it is April 21st, 2025, almost 10 p.m. at night. I'm just mentally super exhausted. I'm going to give you guys like a high level overview of what's been going on the last couple of months. So, Happy New Year. I don't know if I've made a video like this starting the new year, but January, I had a business where I was consulting different companies, especially entrepreneurs and influencers, on how to solidify, improve their sales process, improve their fulfillment and delivery. It's something that I'm very passionate about that I got in, for a very, very long time. And I was working with an eight-figure team. They were paying me 7K per month, and I had other clients as well, but they were kind of the big ones. I decided to part ways. I helped them do, I don't know, maybe about $3 million. I got my pay. I asked for more. They said no. I said, cool, I'm going to walk away as friends. And so, February, I took a 1 month almost hiatus to Korea. And then March, I took about 3 weeks and I stayed in Brazil for a while. So there was about 2 months of just like floating around, and I was thinking, okay, maybe I'll go to Lima, Peru next, or somewhere. And then uh, I've been trying to work with this one company for a very, very long time, and so I finished my trip, came back home, found another client that I can consult in terms of the sales side of things, stayed there for a week, and then I got hired at acquisition.com, which is Alex Hormozy and Layla Hormozy's company. And, they decided to kind of bring me on full time to help them. And I'm super grateful. And, that's basically what I've been doing for the last, I think I've been with the company for about 10 days or so. I can't really share details. But I'm working more than ever before. I think the last time I've worked maybe this hard is while I was in the military and growing a seven-figure company, closedeals.com, all together, right? Because that's kind of what I was doing towards the end of my military career. I was working as a chief operating officer of a startup, and then I ran the company day to day, and then at night I also worked in the Navy. And so right now it's my mental bandwidth is like stretched super super thin, but I'm like happy. I'm exhausted at the end of the day. Don't get me wrong. Like I wake up and I work and I go to sleep, right? Like I try to go to the gym and be healthy in between. That's like almost a second priority. But like I just don't have energy. I don't know if I don't have the discipline or the energy or whatever it is. I'll figure it out. But no, it's asking me to operate at a higher level, and I'm putting in a lot of work, a lot of good work, and I know that my good work is going to eventually pan out, and so I'm super grateful for this opportunity. But all that to say, two things, I guess. Number one, for those of you guys who are looking to really, really like turn your life around, succeed, and all that kind of stuff, because there's a lot of people around me that I talk to on a daily basis, like the folks at my church, some of my friends that want to be able to live a good life, that want to live a life similar to how I live, right? Be able to travel, be able to make a lot of money, and do cool things, but they don't understand how exhausting it is, right? So, for example, I have a lot of friends that complain that they don't have a good job. And whenever I talk to them, it's like, cool, how many places did you apply? Well, I applied to two places this month. It's like, cool. I applied to like two places in like 5 minutes, right? Every single month I apply to, maybe like 300 places, right? And I apply in some sense like to get a job, like a higher paying job. But at the same time, I also reached out to many, many different entrepreneurs. So I have more clients for me to consult. And I also had my own students for me to teach everything that I do. And so, like, I was putting in hundreds of activity on a daily basis when 100 is somebody's a yearly effort. And so, like, even now, I still get rejection letters of companies that I applied to like a year ago. Even now, I get letters from companies that saying like, "Hey, we love your resume. Can you do a quick interview?" So for those of you who are trying to change your life, I want you guys to understand, like, you guys are just not putting enough effort. And I'm just going to tell you directly, you guys are just not putting enough effort, right? If you're saying, well, I applied to 200 places, well, it's because your resume sucks or your strategy sucks, right? You're not understanding the game. And so you need to be humble and reach out to people who know how to play the game and then figure it out. So that's number one. Number two, it's one of those moments in my life where a beautiful time is going to come to an end, because I know at my current trajectory, eventually I'm probably going to move to Las Vegas so I can be in the headquarters of the company. And the only downside to that is I'm leaving my family, my parents, right? And I left the military in 2023 August, and then that was my 2024 was my transition year. But every single moment in my life and during those times, I recognized how golden of an opportunity it is to be with my parents at this point in my life, have intelligent conversation with them as adults, get to know them more as a person, as a human being, see them for who they are as a human being, and not this, parent, but just understand that they're a flawed person, no different than me. They're just trying to figure it out. They're just trying to enjoy life and be happy. And that moment is going to come to an end this year. I don't know when, but I know it's going to come to an end. Maybe if not this year, probably next year, 100%. And this is one of those moments where it's like, is it worth it? Should I just still stay home, make a lot of money online, work with different companies, and do all that, and just live and continuously enjoy my life with my parents? Or do I leave and build my own career? Every single day I see my parents getting older, especially my mom. I can visibly see her aging. And as hard as it is, while I was in my trip in Brazil, I came to the realization that it's a part of life. It's inevitable. And so, it's okay for me to just be away from them. Obviously, I'm not going to be away from them forever. Obviously, I'm not going to not talk to them forever. I'm still going to talk to them. I'm still going to see them, whether it's a videos chat or just occasionally fly back home. But at the end of the day, I have to live my life. I have to be away from this environment for me to continuously grow. I'm recognizing that I've been in this environment for the last, almost going on to 2 years now, and even though I will always forever look back at this moment in my life and say it's one of the golden moments of my life because I got to be with my parents. But I also know that it always comes to an end, and I can't stay in this moment forever because my future is at stake. Because when I think about my life in the next 20 to 30 years, where do I want to be? I want to continuously do what I do. And so which company should I do that with? The only answer to me that I can continuously come up with is acquisition.com. And so yeah, that's ultimately the decision that I made. And I don't know if it's the right decision. Maybe 20 years from now, 30 years from now, I'll look back and regret the life decision that I made. As of right now, based on all the information that I have at hand and based on how I feel, I think it's the right decision. But yeah, that's just what's been going on. I'm super tired, and I've been. I look completely different, as you might have seen me from the military days, because my hair is more colorful, right? I'm more fit. I think during the military, before I left, I was about 220. This morning I weighed myself, I'm 204. And so my goal by the end of this year is get to 180, or maybe 190 at least, because yeah, I just have a lot of fat, and I would feel more confident with a lot less fat, especially with some of my clothes. So Yeah, that's just my personal goal. Right now, my day-to-day focus is really, it's honestly two things. Number one, work, and then number two, my health. Just maintaining my health, because there's nothing more worth it in life if my health is just bad. And so just continuously working out, going to the gym, eating the right foods, dieting properly. That's just always my biggest priority. And so that's kind of what's going on with my life, guys. Appreciate you guys watching and sticking around for, those of you who've been following my journey for a while. I wanted to try to consistently post like memoirs like this, because I think I'm understanding what I want to do with my YouTube channel, which is nothing fancy. I don't think I'm going to pursue anything fancy production. At the end of the day, I think what's more meaningful, because I see a lot of the subscribers that continuously return. I know this one person, her name is Anne, that continuously just returns. And I know there's a lot of you who are kind of behind the scenes that kind of don't say stuff, just kind of watch. And like, I appreciate every single one of you guys, because the channel that I want to create at the end of the day is just being able to do life together. Obviously, from everybody that I sees my videos, it's going to be impossible for us to like meet all in person, but virtually at least, we can share our lives and just be open and vulnerable. And I'm going to continuously do so, share kind of my thoughts, what's going on with my life and what I'm trying to do. um, and yeah, just live this crazy life together. I think that's the direction of the channel that I want to take it. So appreciate you guys. Peace.